welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing Memphis Tigers 23, Mississippi State Bulldogs 49 in week 1 of the 2022 college football season. Mississippi State goes 1-0 to start the season with a pretty good performance, all things considered. Starts hot, rain delay, stays hot. Second half's a little bit more questionable, but they still score some touchdowns. They get it done. So, Mississippi State, the first quarter, come out to a hot start. Ra Thomas scores a 23-yard touchdown catch, 0-7. Great early touchdown there from Mississippi State. Then Jaden Walley with a 9-yard touchdown after the rain delay, 14-0, Mississippi State. Howard for Memphis scores a 46-yard field goal to make it 3-14 in the second quarter. That's the first points of the second quarter. Then Jaquavius Marks with a 1-yard touchdown run to make it 3-21. Woody Marks again with a 2-yard touchdown run to make it 3-28. That's the way they would go into halftime. 28-3, Mississippi State after the first two quarters. Pretty hot, but it starts getting a little bit dicey. Not after this 35-yard touchdown catch by Caleb Ducking goes over the hands. Will Rogers just goes over his shoulder, into the hands, drops it in, 35-3 Mississippi State. But Javon Ducker with a 50-yard touchdown run for Memphis to make it 10-35. Then Eddie Lewis has a 15-yard touchdown catch to make it 35-16. Memphis goes for 2. They don't get it. Rufus Harvey scores a touchdown. Good catch there. 16-42 for Mississippi State. Then Seth Hennigan makes a 2-yard touchdown run. State can't make the goal line stop. Makes it 23-42. State has a 19-point lead. But it goes just a bit more. Justin Robinson with a 23-yard touchdown catch. Great pass from Will Rogers to Justin Robinson, makes it 23-yard touchdown catch, 23-49, and that's the way it would end. State recovers the fumble. They bring out Sawyer Robertson for the last two plays. Doesn't matter. State wins 23-49. They didn't score 50 points, but damn it, they got close, and if they didn't screw up one of their two drives, one of the two big screw-ups, they would have got 50. So, still went over, still covered. It is what it is. Stats are as follows. Will Rogers, 38 to 49. 38 for 49. 450 yards. 5 touchdowns. 1 interception. 294 yards to 542 for the game. 165 pass yards to 450. 129 rush yards to 92, 16 first downs to 35. Mississippi State, the way they played the game, first half was perfect. Great defense, hot offense, even after the lightning delay. Will Rogers looked like a Heisman candidate in the first half. And hell, in the second half, he still looked great, but that's a little bit of a drop-off. Interception early. Gives away a tip fumble. Makes some stupid throws, especially in the second half. Definitely put himself up against the wall, I think, a couple of times. State's defense showed out, though, no matter what. Then, of course, the offense still did some stuff in the second half. So it's not like this team basically completely quit after the halftime whistle. They were like, okay, all right. Some of their moments weren't great. Some of the game in the second half, defensively and offensively, was a bit questionable. They definitely did pull their foot off the gas a little bit, but once Memphis started scoring more points, State was like, okay, we got to keep going, and they did. I'd say they played a 3-quarter game, to be honest. They played about a 3-quarter game, which is better than last year where they only played like a half very well and then played like shit. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because of the giant rain delay and it being the first game of the season. State looked pretty damn good against Memphis. Defensively, they looked pretty strong overall. Will Rogers looked great overall. Jaden Walley, Ra Thomas, great wide receiver room. Probably one of the best State has ever had. So I'm not going to complain about that. Do I think State didn't play all 60 minutes? I do not think they played all 60 minutes. I think they did step off the gas a couple of times. But they still were a dominant team. They still dominated the game most times. Memphis did have their moments. Seth Hennigan definitely turned into a player of what we thought he would be, of what we heard about him. He definitely showed those moments of what we thought he'd be. And Memphis definitely did make it closer, and I thought it would be about 20-something to 40-something. That's what I thought before the game, so this is about what I expected. I thought State could hit 50. And they almost did. This is about what I expected at the end of it. But the way State let it happen was a little bit questionable. I mean, 2 blown coverages and a horrible defensive stand for those 3 touchdowns. Yeah, no, I don't like it. Zach Arnett's still doing some stuff that he used to do. Like, he's still a good defensive coordinator. But damn it, sometimes I question his methods. And sometimes he makes some stupid boneheaded play calls. And the defense doesn't help him either. But with that being said, it wasn't a perfect game. It wasn't a horrible game, but it wasn't perfect. But in the end, when it's the first game of the season after a giant rain delay, and frankly, when you think you basically got it wrapped up in hand, that's sort of, I can't get completely mad at that. I mean, let's be honest, State definitely did pull off the gas, stop caring a little bit, and definitely let Memphis back into it a bit. I don't like that they did. I still think they're a very good team. The best team under Mike Leach and the best team they've had in about 5 years. Because Moorhead didn't have, even the first year under Moorhead, there were some giant cracks that proceeded to open even more the next year. This is the best State team in 5 years since Mullen left. I have to say that. I do believe that. I believe that before the season. I believe it now. This is the best State team in 5 years. But I do have to say that it's not perfect. It's not a perfect team. The team is not perfect, but they do have things that they could work on. Defensively, you would want them. The tackling was great. Jet Johnson was on fire tonight. I will say that. Defensive player of the game, Jet Johnson for sure. Offensive player of the game, Will Rogers. I think that's obvious. But when it comes down to it, you look at the play, they did spread the ball around offensively. A lot of screen passes again, but they still could pass deep. They could pass middle levels. So it's not completely just go to the screen until it breaks. Was that some of the best times they played during the game where they were going with the screens? Yeah. But if they had to go deep, they could go deep. If they had to go middle, they could go middle. They had a good running attack. It was very balanced for State, which you need to run the ball a bit in the SEC, more than 3 times a game. And they know that, and they're doing it. And they got good running backs, Dylan Johnson and Jaquavius Marks. They got good running backs who could catch passes and run. Great. Austin Williams did very great. Ra Thomas and Tulu Griffin, Jaden Walley. Good players. Good players as well. Rufus Harvey as well. Played well. All the wide receivers got a touch, at least, if not 5 or 6. But it was a good way to play the game. They spread the ball around. They were testing things because this is a game where you test things. Against Arizona, I think you can as well. I think Bowling Green, you can as well. But you would rather that be done what you want to fine-tune by week 3 because that's LSU. And you're going to Death Valley. Now, do State have very good games in Death Valley and win there somehow? A lot. Yeah, they do. But you got to look at it and say, we got to see what really works and what game plan to put out against LSU. This week against Memphis was a better time to test things at home. See how things go in Arizona. I mean, Arizona's not a good team. They could easily test things if it goes to about a 20-something point lead. But we'll see that. And I'll be able to watch it. I won't go live for it. I'll decide. How about that? I'll think about it. I'll think about doing double lives on Saturday next week. And a RSR for TFC. But at least a double live for State, Arizona. I'm thinking about it. Because of what happened tonight. I'm thinking about it. I should be able to pull it off. But I'm thinking about it. But with that being said, good win by Mississippi State. Very good win. I'm not completely happy. I think there are some things they could work on defensively and offensively, but it's the first week of the season after a giant rain delay. I mean, I'll give them a benefit of the doubt just a little bit. But I still think they're a very good team. They're honestly the best state team in 5 years, to be honest. I believe that. And I still believe they're going to go way over their win total that Vegas thinks they'll have. 11-1, that could be questionable right now, but I still think it's very possible. But Will Rogers has to keep playing like this and more like extrapolating the first half out. But what he did tonight, his 6th 400-plus yard game, you keep doing that, you should be a Heisman contender. And if you're a Heisman contender, you're probably 11-1 or 10-2 when it comes to Mississippi State. So I'm not going to complain about it that much. I'm happy with the game. There's some things they could work on, but that's up to the coaches. And I think they will work on it. I think Leach and Arnett and all the coaches know what they got to work on. They saw what I saw. And they just got to get better every week. And I think they will. And this was a pretty good week 1. Better than last year. A comeback is great, but this was better. So with that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in a playlist. Share it with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow. Well, actually, no. Later tonight. Because it's frickin' Sunday. For Toronto FC versus CF Montreal live and review. Got to get it done. I'll see you later. Less than 24 hours, probably more like 18, but I'll see you then. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.